So this one's kind of fun because it's less a misinterpretation or misunderstanding than it is people had a question actually about pronunciation, because a lot of people mentioned they'd never heard Hermes Staff pronounced the way that I did in my Wouldn't You Like videos, which is the caduceus. And the reason I pronounce it that way is because of the way the word is spelled, but it's not when somebody had asked, like, oh, is this a thing where we know the origin of the word, like Molly? Well, yes, but here's the thing. That's actually a Latin word. So the caduceus, as you would put it in classical Latin pronunciation, would be caduceus. So the caduceus, which is just easier to say caduceus, which is a little more of a sort of anglicized version of the Latin. And that's because the original Greek name for the staff is kerukeion, but most people don't recognize that. The idea of it being the caduceus is so common by this point that even I am more likely to say the Latinized name than I am to call it the kerukeion, because I've just heard the other word so many times, it's what comes to my head first. And even then, I'm not doing a proper Latin, classical Latin pronunciation, because for those who don't know, there are technically two ways of Latin pronunciation. You can do the classical way, which is how it would have been spoken essentially in ancient Rome, or you go for what is known as ecclesiastical Latin, aka what the church decided Latin would sound like, which is basically Latin, but with Italian pronunciations. Because in classical Latin, all consonants are hard consonants, so nothing is ever soft, and V's pronounced like W. Let me tell you, gets hysterical. And as well, also, vowels are essentially the IPA, A, E, O, U. So, again, even my pronunciation of caduceus, if you go by the classical Latin like pronunciation rules, is technically incorrect. But that is the anglicized version of the Latin name for the kerukeion, which is Hermes' staff. Crazy fun facts when you get into stuff like that.